Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Today we begin a new section in the book of Psalms, and we come across these 15 Psalms of Ascent. And they start in Psalm 120, which we read today, but continue on until Psalm 134. And these are Psalms that the Jews would sing as they were making their ascent to Jerusalem, as they were climbing the elevation up into Jerusalem, to enter into the sanctuary, to offer up their sacrifices, to observe the various feasts. These are the psalms that they would sing. And there's a progression with these psalms, and becomes apparent as you read these psalms what that progression is. When they were far away, when they perhaps hadn't even made it to the mount that they were beginning to ascend or would ascend to get to Jerusalem, they would sing Psalm 120, which we read today, with the idea of being far off. In verse 5, it says, Woe for me, or woe is me, for I sojourn in Meshech, for I dwell among the tents of Kedar. And Meshech would have been in the north, Kedar in the south, again giving this picture of being afar off. So as they're beginning their travels to Jerusalem, they would sing Psalm 120. Psalm 121 would cover them while they were on the journey. I will lift up my eyes to the mountains. From where shall my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to slip. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he keeps Israel, or behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber or sleep. And then he goes on to talk about God protecting them as they're on the journey. The sun will not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. He will protect you from all evil. He will keep your soul. The idea of being on a journey. So Psalm 120 is they're far off. Psalm 121, they begin their journey. And then as you continue on in Psalm 122 through 133, 131, you find them actually in Jerusalem. They enter into the gates of Jerusalem, and then these various psalms follow after that. And then once they are in or near the sanctuary, Psalms 132 through 134 pick up, and these were the psalms that they would sing at that particular point. But the idea here is that there's a progression that takes place as they draw nearer and nearer to God, to the presence of God there in the sanctuary. These various steps would take place, and they would sing these songs in relation to where they were on the journey. When they were far away, again, Psalm 120. When they were on the journey, Psalm 121. When they were in the city, Psalm 122 through 131. And when they were in or near the sanctuary, Psalms 132 through 134. Now, as we think about this, we too can relate to the experience of the Jews as they were making their way to the sanctuary. Because we too are on a journey. We are making our way to heaven, and making our way to the heavenly Jerusalem, and making our way into the new heavens and the new earth that God will prepare for us and make for us. But it's an ascension. We started out afar off. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 13 talks about the fact that we who are far off are now, we draw near now through what Jesus had accomplished. And now we're on a journey. We're on a journey towards God. And each and every day, it ought to be that we're making our ascent unto God, singing songs to Him, but also just worshiping Him through prayer, also getting into His Word. But the main thing, just drawing close to Him in a relationship and in communion with Him, and allowing our souls to ascend up to Him and draw close to Him. And it's a journey, and it's a journey of progression. God is with us on the journey. One day we will enter into the gates of the city. One day we will enter into the very sanctuary of God and dwell in the direct presence of God in a very real way. But we're on the journey right now. And As we're journeying along, we're fixing our eyes on Christ, the author and finisher of our faith, and laying aside every encumbrance and the sin that so easily entangles us, as the Hebrew writer says, and fixing our eyes on our goal. And the ultimate goal is Christ. We're following Him, He's leading us, and He will bring us into the wonderful things that God has prepared for us. So, as we do our reading today, let's think about the ascents, the Psalms of Ascent, and think about the Jews who were traveling and ascending unto Jerusalem and into the sanctuary to be near to the presence of God. But also, let's think about our own journey, as we too are trying to draw close to the Lord, as we live each day in this journey called life. And let's be intent to draw close to the Lord, again, in worship and study of the Word, but also in prayer, just giving our hearts over to the Lord, drawing close to Him in communion and relationship with Him. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.